Well, good morning, everyone. This is Lois Banks coming to you from the Lois Banks Ministry. I have some wonderful news that I want to share with my viewing audience. Many of you know that I love to share my journey and my walk with you to encourage people to just trust God and to allow God to direct their life. And so last week, as I was reading my Bible, spending quality time with God, God began to show me a vision on top of the words of the Bible. He's done that for years, and when He's talking to me in visions and dreams, I just pay attention to the message. And in the message, of the vision, God said to continue staying in alignment to His Word, because out of the alignment comes health, prosperity, and miracles. So God was encouraging me, and He spoke that encouraging word right after I read a workplace email where my current employer was sending out a message that they were going to mandate force you know what in the arm by January the 4th, 2022. Now, the message was directed to me and indirected to me because I'm a full-time nurse contractor. So I know that whenever the employer decides to go back into a building setting, then contractors will be forced to the you know what mandate as well. And so I knew immediately when I saw that email, it was time for me to make a career change, And the Spirit of God placed it in my heart to change the direction of my career and look for nurse administrator, permanent remote positions because of the times that we're living in. So I submitted to the instructions of God for my career path change and uploaded my resume for new permanent remote nursing positions. A recruiter did reach out to me and spoke with me on the phone, felt that I would be a good fit for this new position, and submitted my resume to an employer for review. So I should hear something within the next couple of weeks. But I made a decision that I was not going to let Satan force me or harass me to put something I know that is deadly inside of my body. I told you before that God has been sending people to me with you know what injury, and I am the caretaker of the temple of God, which is my body, and I will not be putting experimental drugs inside of my body. God said no. He told me no, so I'm going to obey God rather than a man. So I just had to walk away. Now, I did reach out to my manager to let her know that I am actively seeking for a different position because of that communication and that force, you know what, in the arm, in that I can't do that. My boss, she understood. She said it was bittersweet. You know, she really doesn't want me to leave, but she understands why. And she knows that I'm being proactive. So, you know, I let everybody, I even let my consulting firm know that I am actively looking for, you know, a permanent remote employment. And I thanked everybody for being a financial blessing to me, you know, because I make good money as a nurse contractor. I make a lot of good money. So I was able to do quite a few things in my family's life, in my personal life, and in ministry. So I'm very, very grateful to all of the new skills that I learned, and the all the goodness that has come to me through employment. And then, you know, I was working and being a blessing to other people as well, by obeying the assignment of God on my life in helping people in the workplace. So, you know, I had to walk away, you know, because I have to obey God. I can't obey man. I have to obey God rather than man. So I thank God for the healing ministry that God has placed in me, and teaching me how to obey God and eat right, cleanse my body, how to build the immune system. And God has been faithful. He's protected me from the plague because I obeyed him. I put the vitamins and minerals in my body that should be there. I cleansed my body according to the word of God. I kept my mask on, you know. I kept my mask on, and when I'm around people, and I eat right. So, and you know, I have a very active fasting and prayer life. So I push back plagues and sicknesses and diseases and you know, all that foolishness. So right after I made that decision to not submit to the you know what in the arm, God gave me a vision as I was reading the Bible, and he told me to continue on the path of aligning myself with the word of God, and out of my alignment will come prosperity, healing, miracles, and more. So God was encouraging me. He was encouraging me because he knew that I felt that pressure, and I felt the hideousness of somebody trying to force me to put an experimental drug in my body. I wasn't going to submit to it, but I could feel it. And I know what people are feeling when they're being bullied and harassed. I know what that feels like. But you know, I'm a strong believer in Christ Jesus. I dug my heels in the ground and said, no, that's not going to happen. So God gave me a vision and blessed my soul and encouraged me. So last night, or I'm sorry, 2 nights ago, God gave me a dream. And he showed me that I was going to make $24 million at a particular place, and to align myself up to that particular place. So when I woke up from the dream, you know, I acknowledged the dream. And that day I began to make decisions and align myself up to exactly what God told me to do in the dream. So I also want to acknowledge 4 men who helped position me to get into alignment to the dream that God just gave me about the $24 million. And I want to thank Lord Yancey. God gave me a thought, and dropped the thought in my spirit to reach out to him, to share my hair growth and skin formula product with him. And he gave me wisdom, and I want to thank him and tell him on this video that I heard what he said, and that God fine-tuned the thoughts that you shared with me to align itself to God's ultimate plan in my life. And I just want to say thank you for sharing wisdom with me. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much. And then I want to thank a young man by the name of Kendall. He's my other son from another mother. I took Kendall underneath my wings several years ago and started teaching him how to eat right, cleanse his body, doing parasite cleansing, take him to his doctor's appointments, and get just so involved in his life like a mother. He let me mother him and give him direction, and then I used to take him to jobs so that he could work, and he was struggling with health issues and stuff, and he would work so many days or weeks and didn't have to come off the job because he was struggling in his health. But God is a healer. And Kendall is working now. He's not struggling now in his health. And he called me yesterday just to check up on me. And he said, "Hey, Mom, I just want to tell you that I love you, and that if it hadn't been for you, I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't be the man that I am now. And I just want to tell you that I love you and to say thank you." Now, that just blessed my heart because, we have to pour back into young people. I remember taking Kendall with me to my healing conferences, teaching him to trust the Lord. I would get him involved with my ministry and just put him underneath my wings to help groom him and to put the goodness of God in him and work ethics and stuff like that. So now Kendall he's stable. His health is stable. I mean, he's working now, and I'm just very, very pleased with him. And I'm just happy that the Lord put in my heart to just reach down and just put some good training and some love and some knowledge into that young person. And that young person turned around, came back, and blessed me. Last year, y'all, that young man came back and placed thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into my hands. Do you hear me? And was just a phenomenal blessing to me. He just gave back and poured back right into me. And then when I talked to him yesterday on the phone, we were just playing catch up. I was telling him what I was doing, the new hair growth and skin formula is going to be coming on the market. And I asked him a specific question, and he answered it and gave me instructions and walked me through these instructions so I would know how to do a specific thing to align myself up to the $24 million. I even told him about the dream that God gave me, because I don't hide who I am in God with people. I tell people exactly who I am. So when I talk about visions and dreams, people who are connected to me, they automatically know that that's how God communicates with me. There's nothing weird or strange. That's just how God talks to his people. And so he heard me, and then Kendall gave me instructions on something I needed to do to align myself up to the $24 million. And I heard him loud and clear. And it connected to what Lord Yancey also told me to do, but with more instructions. I mean, Kendall gave me specific instructions, and he walked me through it online. And so I was very grateful to that. And then I want to thank a marketing representative at my company where my health products are produced, because I went through a marketing course a couple of weeks ago, and I was given specific instructions on something that I needed to do, and it will align itself to the $24 million that God is going to bless me with, or has blessed me with, because it's a done deal. And then I also want to thank Kevin David for giving me the missing piece to the puzzle, and another list of instructions that I have to do to align myself directly to the dream that God gave me in the dream. God told me exactly where He wanted me to go and be in alignment with for the $24 million in my dream. And I'm trying to tell you, all these 4 men were pivotal in positioning me and aligning me to what for the will of God in my life. And I just want to bless these 4 men right now, and just let them know, thank you for being a blessing to me, and for guiding me. And these men never charged me a dime, and it feels so good to have someone care so much about me that they would invest in me, because I always invest in people. I always share life-changing information with people, and it feels good that God has a plan where what I sow, I reap. You know, I sow information, I sow knowledge, I sow life-changing information, and these 4 men poured right back into me and did the same thing for me that I do for other people and for the world. So it just feels so good to be cared for in that way. And I just want to encourage everyone to trust God. Just trust Him to lead you and to guide you, and just pay attention. So like when I wake up in the morning, I never know which direction God is going to have me to go. Like when I woke up in the morning yesterday, I had no idea that Kendall was going to call me. I haven't talked to Kendall maybe in a couple of months. But when he called me, it was for a specific reason. He called to say thank you, but he also called with guidance. So I just wanted to make sure that I stopped by and I shared this information with you, and to just encourage everybody to keep doing things God's way. Don't get distracted with the craziness of the world. You know, do what you can do, and then allow God to pour back into your life. God spoke to me directly and told me where to go get that money in my dream. It reminds me of when Jesus told Peter, go fishing, and the first fish you pull up, you'll see a coin in the mouth. Take the coin out the fish mouth and pay taxes for me and for you. Jesus has done that with me many times. He's told me exactly where to get up and go get some money. When it came to the position that I'm working in right now as a nurse, God told me exactly in a vision who to contact, who to call, gave me the person's name, and then and told me to submit my resume. When I was a single parent, and I had to depend on God for everything, God told me when to get up, go to the bank and get money. that I did not put in there. I don't know how the money got up in there, but when I did an investigation and the bank did an investigation, nobody knew where the money came from. God specifically speaks to me and tells me when to get up and go get some money. I want y'all not to limit God. God know exactly where the money is. He know exactly where you need to go get that money. So again, God specifically gave me a dream 2 nights ago and told me exactly where the money was and told me exactly what to do to line up to go get that money. So this is Lois Banks coming to you from the Lois Banks Ministry. We walk by faith and not by sight. Allow God to be God and to guide you and to talk to you. So like when I wake up in the morning, I don't know what God gonna do for that day, but I keep my spirit like open and paying attention to see which way he's gonna go. Like, you know, is he gonna give me a vision or dream today? Is he gonna speak a word to me today? Is he gonna drop somebody in my heart to call today and speak to? You know, I just kind of pay attention to see how God gonna flow in that day, because you know God flow different each day. He don't flow the same. I'll give you another example. When I was married, my husband had his car. I had my car, but he was so rough with his car. He just was like, oh my goodness, you know, Hades on wheels in his car. And I didn't like him driving my car because he was just so rough with stuff. And so he ended up tearing his car up, and then he wanted to drive in my car. And I was like, oh my goodness, Lord, we need, you know, we need a second car. We need another vehicle. And I was a stay-at-home mom at that time. And, you know, I wasn't working outside of the home. I was taking care of my family. And so I just prayed, y'all. I just said, God, we need a second car. My husband drives crazy in his car. He done tore up his car. Now he in my car, driving my car. And I can't say no because he needs to go conduct business and I'm at home. I said, but God, I really want my own car. I don't want him driving my car. I just told the Lord the truth, okay? And so one day I was talking to a young prophet on the phone. My husband met the young prophet. He was trying to get us to come visit his church. And it was a young prophet that I used to work with. He was around my children's age. And I was talking to the young prophet on the phone. He said, Lois, he said, you're not going to have to do anything in your own power to get this car. God heard your prayers. He says, I see someone coming to you, ringing your doorbell, and they're going to give you 10 $100 bills as a down payment on your car. Because remember now, I wasn't working, you know. And so I said, okay. So it's not hard for me to receive prophetic words from God. I just threw my hands up in the air and I said, Father, I received that prophetic word. I don't know who you bring into my door with $1,000, but I thank you. So 30 minutes later, my doorbell rang, and it was a person I least expect. She wasn't a friend and she wasn't an enemy, but she said, Lois, I heard through your children that you are looking for another car. She had told me her mother had passed away. She was liquidating her mother's assets, and she wanted to know if she could bless me with money for a down payment of my car. And she wanted to go to church with me because she was watching my walk with the Lord. I said, sure. So she says, can I bless you with the money of a down payment? And so I said yes, only because I had just received the prophetic word that money was coming. This lady put 10 $100 bills in my hand. I'm telling you, she wasn't a friend or an enemy. This is nobody I would call and talk to on the phone. Nobody I spent time with. And The prophetic word that the man of God spoke to me came to pass within 30 minutes. So now I'm going to tell you what happened prior to the man of God giving me the prophetic word. The man of God had called me and said, "Hey, Lois, I'm short gas money to get to work, and I don't get paid till such and such a day. Can I borrow some gas money from you?" Now, I'm a married woman, and another man can't come to a married woman asking for money. I said, well, I'm a married woman, and so I would have to talk to my husband before I did anything like that. I said, but I can pray for you. And so we touched and agreed in prayer, and I said, Father, in the name of Jesus, bless this young man with some gas money so he can get back and forth to work. He received the prayer. 30 minutes later, he called me back and said, "You are not going to believe this." He said, but yes, you are. He said, "My mother walked up to me and handed me $150, and my brother handed me $20 without me even asking anybody for any money. They just handed me money, and I now have gas money to get back and forth to work." I said, well, praise God. I said, well, wait a minute. God is moving fast. He's answering prayers fast today. I said, now you touch and agree with me in prayer, man of God, that God will bless me with a down payment on a car because I want my own vehicle. He said, okay. So the man of God touched and agreed with me in prayer and then released that prophetic word. I received the prophetic word. I got the money. So when my husband came home, I had this money in my hand. I said, okay, I want you to come with me. We're going to go shop for a car for me, my own car. I don't want you in my car. And so here go my husband. He said, girl, we could use that money for something else. Come on, let's go. I said, we not doing nothing else with this money but do what God gave me to do with this money. I believe God for that money. God gave me the money, and we going to get Lois another car. I didn't care what he was talking about. I had to use my faith for this, y'all. And so I saved the money. I put the money in the bank. We searched for the car that I wanted. I went and got my car. My husband was out there, and he was like, your God is something new. Your God come in and help you even, when he trying to act the fool and doing stuff that he ain't even supposed to be doing. Like he want to take my money. Take my money and use it for something else. No, that's the money I believe God for, to get a car. So I was able to get into my own vehicle. God blessed me. I mean, God did all kinds of stuff in front of my husband to let my husband see that God is my God. And he was going to look out for me. My husband used to say stuff like, Lois, come over here, just lay your hands on this. I know if you lay your hands on it, God will hear you. Okay? All kinds of stuff. He knew. He was like, what kind of woman am I married to? Now, he believed in God too. But he ain't never seen nothing like what was happening with me, between me and God, He got an inside scoop. And it was funny how God would show me, I still look at your husband as the head of the house. So I would pray a prayer, but God would give the answer to my husband. And then my husband would come bring me the answer. The Lord would let me know he's still the head of the house. He's the head of the house. And you pray and I'll give him the answer. He's going to bring you the answer. I'm telling you, it was something else watching how God came in and was just a blessing, you know what I'm saying, for everyone involved. So this is Lois Banks coming to you from the Lois Banks ministry. I just want to bless everybody right now and encourage you, just like God encouraged me. He encouraged me, and I'm coming back to encourage you to trust God, to lead you, to guide you, to deal with your spirit, your heart, your mind, and your thoughts. Because y'all, I had to connect the dots. I had to like, okay, God said this, God said that, God said this. Let me come over here and get instructions on that. I had to connect the dots, put all the pieces together so I can walk in that multi-million-dollar status, y'all. I had to figure it out with the leading of God. And I want to say this too. I am not a dumb woman. Don't estimate me. I am not a dumb woman. And I do everything with instructions from God. And God tweaks things, you know. I pay attention to the tweaking. I know what to pull. I know what to push aside, because God, he'll deal with my heart. Take that, but push the other thing away. I got something better for you over here. So I just wanted to make sure that I shared that information with you. I want everybody to have a blessed Sabbath day. This is the Sabbath day, and you know I'm going to keep it holy. I'm going to keep it holy. And I just, you know, just all of the greatness and all the great things that God is manifesting in my life. I just, you know, I'm just grateful. I'm just so grateful for what God is doing. Y'all be careful out there. Don't forget to wear your mask, cover up your nose, cover up your mouth. You know, if you're around a lot of people, you got to cover up your eyes, because and your ears. You got to put little pieces of cotton balls in your ears. You got to put a face shield on or goggles or something to protect your eyes. When my children come to visit me, they come in the house with a mask on. Nobody comes to visit me without a mask on. So, you know, be mindful of that. Don't pretend that the plague is not active and alive. Don't get into them little mind games. You have to have a sound mind and be proactive and protect yourself at all times. This is Lois Banks coming to you from the Lois Banks Ministry. God bless you.